What's up, guys? Welcome into another episode here on our how-to list on our YouTube channel. If you want more in-depth videos, you want some labs, you want some of this crazy stuff that we got going on, and you really want to dive into Power Automate, Power Apps, and the Power Platform, well, I have a new place for you to go, online365.academy. It is going to be your place for all of our learning paths, how to become a Power user in Microsoft Power Platform. We'll have all kinds of different videos, lessons, learning paths, master classes, all kinds of different things. It is a paid subscription platform, but if you go to our website, fill out the form, ask for a free month promo, we'll hook it up. We'll make sure that you get one, a free month. We're only extending that for a couple months. It has to be done directly through our team, so it has an invite only, but we will hook you up with a free month if you ask politely. Today we're going to go over how to create a basic Power Automate flow and then how to duplicate it. So stick with me and I'll see you on the other side. All right, so I am here in a demo environment. This is Power Automate. So if you don't know how to get to Power Automate, I'll show you really quick. You're going to want to go to office.com. This is your landing place for all things Microsoft 365. And then here in your environment, you're going to see the little waffle up top. Some people call it the menu icon or whatever. I call it a waffle. That's what you're going to hear it called. Then right here, I see Power Automate. Kind of looks like a play button almost. Arrows pointing a specific direction. That is Power Automate. If you don't see it, click on All Apps. That will actually bring up all your apps here in alphabetical order. You're going to go ahead and find Power Automate. If you still don't see Power Automate, even after doing all that, it's likely that your license doesn't have it. And that's a sad, sad story. But it's okay. We can get you a license. Go to capitalpresence.com, fill out a form. We'll make sure we get you hooked up. Once you have entered into Power Automate, here we are. I've clicked on Power Automate. I've brought it up. You have a couple different things that you can do. You can go to My Flows, which is where I'm actually at now. You'll see all of the flows that you've built and anything that is shared with you. We'll get into that here as we get a little deeper into this. Then you can click on Create. Create's going to ask you a couple different questions. What kind of flows do you want to create? Automated cloud flows, instant cloud flows, all kinds of scheduled flows. Anything that you want here. There are also some templates down below so you can choose a pre-designed flow. If you wanted to look at all the other templates that they do have, you can click on templates and go ahead and search. There's a ton of them here. We could say anything that has to do with an email notification. Here we have it. You could also search for specific applications as well. I can search for Dynamics. So if you're using a Dynamics environment, you'd be able to quickly spin up templates for that application as well. Those are called templates. Then you have connectors. These are going to be anything that connects in terms of data to that environment. We're not going to get too deep into that. Then you have a couple of different other areas on here, including data, tables, connectors. You can monitor your cloud flows, AI builders, all kinds of different things. You can also click on Learn. It'll actually bring you to Power Platform documentation where you'll be able to see some Microsoft provided learning instructions. Always good to have. So let's dive right in. We're going to go to Create, and I'm going to create an automated cloud flow. First, you can skip this if you want. I like to fill it out. So we're going to call this flow name. We're going to call it email notification. And then I'm going to search for email. And then you can see when a new email arrives, when an email is flagged. We don't want any of these. Let's see. Yeah, let's do when an email arrives in Outlook. Now, that is our trigger, and it's going to ask me to sign in. So let's see. Hopefully I'm already signed in here. All right, so it turns out that my demo account actually doesn't have a Microsoft 365 Outlook Exchange environment, so we're going to use a different trigger outside of Outlook, which is totally fine. What we're actually going to use is we're going to use SharePoint as our trigger. So I clicked on SharePoint, and then it's going to give us a whole bunch of different information, like when an item is created. We'll go ahead and use that one. Now, since we're already signed in, it already reads our credentials, and now we're going to choose a site. So we are going to use sales and marketing. And then it's going to ask for the specific list, and we're going to use the product list. And we're going to go ahead and click create. Now, just to make things simple, I'm going to grab, oops, I changed it by accident there. So let's go back to sales and marketing, and let's use the product list. Sales and marketing. Cool. Now, after an item is created here in sales and marketing, what do we want to do? Maybe we want to post a Teams message. So we're going to type in Teams. And we can choose, we don't want to create a Teams message. We don't want to create a choice. We want to post a message in a chat or a channel. So we're going to go ahead and click that. We can choose who do we want to post it. Do we want to be posted by a user or Flowbot? I always like to keep Flowbot. And then we'll choose where it is that we want to post. Now, it probably makes sense to post it in a sales channel in the team sales and marketing. Probably makes the most sense, right? So that's what we'll do. So we want to post it in a channel. We want to choose sales and marketing. And now it's going to say what is the channel that we want. And we're going to say general. And then we choose the message that we want. And so off the bat, when I click on the message here, you're going to see this pop up over here. These are all of the fields that we have from, you can see here it says when an item is created, which is right up here, when an item is created. So it's grabbing all of the SharePoint fields that we have in this SharePoint list. So if I go ahead and click here and I write a new product, right? A new product has been created. It contains the following information. And we can say title, created by. These are ones that I already know exist by default. So we'll say, now if I want to have the actual title, I click the cursor next to title and click title. If I want to see created, I can go over here. I can actually search, type in created, and then click created. And then created by, this is a tricky one. So if I click created, look, under created by, I have the claims, display name, email, phone, department. It gives me a lot of information about the person who created by. So I could say created by. Now I want to make sure I choose display name for displaying who created it. Now, if I want to send an email, you would want to choose created by email if I wanted to send an email to whoever created it, right? So let's go ahead and save this. Now we will open this up. So if I go into SharePoint, here I have SharePoint, and I believe this is sales and marketing. So I'm just going to go up here. Under sites. What do you mean you couldn't find it? Let's go back. How about that? Sales and there it is. So let's click sales and marketing. Then we have our product list over here. Now, this product list, these are all of our different products that already exist within our product list. So we already have Teams opened up over here. So if we click on Teams, let's go to our sales and marketing team. And let's click on general just so we're ready for when it does post. So we're going to go ahead and hit new. We're going to title, we're going to say this is a test product. Code name, let's just do 123. Product line, sure. And we're ready. So now when we save this, we should see it pop up. And then we should see it run our workflow. Now, to test our workflow, to ensure that it did run, we can click on the flow. We can click out of this. And then this is actually going to show us all of the times that it has run in the last 28 days. So if we refresh this, we can see that it has not run. So if we want, we can go in. Oh, there it is. See, we can see that it's running now. It takes a little bit of time. And if we wanted to click on this, we can see exactly where in the process this workflow is. So we can see that when an item was created, ran successfully, and post a Teams message ran successfully. And to confirm that, it does give us information about the message and what it actually ended up posting. But we can just go here and we can see what it is. So here we see a new product has been created. It contains the following. Title, this is a test. Here's the date it was created. We can change that date if we wanted to, but I'm going to leave it. And it was created by Mod Administrator. So we know that our workflow works. Now, what if we wanted to create a second one of these that did, using this same information? Maybe we just wanted to change the channel and we know that this works, but we wanted to duplicate this for another list. Well, what you can do is a lot of people will click send a copy. What send a copy actually does is going to export this and you can send it to some other environment. Not exactly what we want. We actually want save as. And it's actually, when we click save as, it says create a copy of this flow. Now, by default, it's going to say copy of email notification. Maybe email notification doesn't make any sense anymore. So maybe we want to call it post a Teams message when new item. Or whatever it is. We'll hit save. Now, when we do that, it's actually going to turn it off by default. So we'll have to turn it on, but we probably don't want to do that until after we've edited the workflow and done some things around it. But that is how you do it. It's this button right up here, save as. Now, when we go back to flows, we'll see both flow. We see email notification, which if we wanted to edit the name of that, because it doesn't make sense anymore, all I did was hit edit and then I click on the name and I can say post team message new product. Click out, come over here, click save. And now we have renamed the workflow to make a little bit more sense. Now we can go back over here. We see post team message new product. We can also, now here's the new one. Post a team message when an item, when new item. If we click the pencil here, you'll see the exact same workflow, but it is turned off. So what would go in here is if we wanted to change this for a different, we could say we want it to run on retail, and we want it in retail, we want to do retail accounts. And instead of posting it in sales and marketing, maybe we want to post it in the retail, and we want to change it to, we can keep it general. Now we can keep these down here, but I always like to replace them just in case, because sometimes it does get a little wonky in the configuration. You could leave them. Sometimes it works. Like I said, I'm one who likes to be extra cautious and just replace them. It takes all of 2 seconds. But if you have a much larger workflow, I would suggest testing it before you go in and replace all kinds of crazy things. So we give this a go. We can go ahead and save it. It's going to say, hopefully, that it was successfully saved. We recommend that you test it. We can test it out. But we're also going to have to click this back arrow, and it's going to say, you need to turn it on, right? Because it's turned off by default. We saw that because we saved it as a copy. We go up here to this little power button, turn on. We should see it render here in a second. And now we can go into our, what are we? Retail, right? Up. Page. I'm going to delete this. Retail. There it is. Now when we go to a retail account and we create a new retail account. Maybe later, thanks. Click new. Postal code 1234. Store name. Test store. Account manager. Just say Roy. Sales target 1234. Let's see. Are we good here? We're good. We'll leave all that rest blank. We'll hit save. Now again, we'll go back into Power Automate. We'll go back into our flows. We see that they're both turned on now, so that's good. Post a Teams message when a new item. That's the one that we actually just ran. So we'll click on it, not click edit. We'll click on it. Now we should see, give it a second. Remember, it does take a little bit of time for this stuff to run. I'll try to be patient while I click refresh frantically. Let's see. I'm going to click edit real quick to see if I chose the right SharePoint list. Retail accounts. Retail accounts. I'm going to refresh. Make sure that it was created. There it is. So we know that it's there. I'm going to go back. Oh, there's a problem that needs to be. So we got a little error. Let's go ahead and click edit. What's wrong with the trigger? Looks good to me, doesn't it? Flowbot. Post in a. Looks like we've changed languages somehow. Yeah, that's silly. We can test it and click test. I'm going to cancel out of that. We're not going to test because it's not even reading our last read. It doesn't show us having any errors. That's good. Now let's go back in. Let's try it one more time. We can also do this. We can also select this. And if there is a Power Automate, it doesn't look like we have the ability to manually trigger it because it's only running on when an item is created. So we'll do 11111. Testing 2. Sales target 1111. We're going to leave all these default and hit save. Hopefully it runs this time, right? That'd be ideal. Show or hide. Let's see if title. You know, we didn't add a title. I wonder if that is why it's doing it. I wonder if there's a Power App that's associated with this. Well, let's go back into the flow. Hopefully we see a run this time. Might be one of these things where I just chose the wrong. This is what happens when you, yeah. What does this say? There's a problem that needs to be fixed to trigger the flow. To see more details, do flow checker. There's a problem with the flows trigger. Go to the trigger. Huh. Oh, title. I didn't fill out the title. So it does have to do with the list. Since this list, the title, for whatever reason, The title is not part of the initial form. Let's choose a different. What if we do account managers? There we go. Let's change it to account managers. How about that? That seems ridiculous that this is a demo environment. I did not build that list. I don't know why they would do that. Why would they create it? Let's do, what do we got here? Let's just do account managers. We're going to go down here. We still see created by title. We'll still keep it in general. I'm going to hit save. We'll go up here to retail, account managers. I'll give it a second so that it populates a save, and that is good. Account manager, we'll say William Wallace. I can add any attachments. I'll hit save. We see it has saved. I can go back, click out of here, and now hopefully it runs. Let's see. Next time, maybe I'll go through the demo environment and make sure that I'm using all the right using all the right SharePoint lists. I'm going to click out and then go back in. It's this one right here. I pressed the wrong button. It's still not running. Give it a little, have a little patience, I guess, huh? Let's do one more of these. This is a test. Hit save. I ran it. Let's go back into the workflow. There we go. 17 seconds ago. I guess I created the other one too fast for the system to really comprehend everything that was going on. But we see here that it is ran successfully. If I go in here, now this one was the sales and marketing one. Now if I click on retail and I go to general, we see, oh, there's William Wallace. So I just needed to be patient. Now we should see that other one coming through. Now, when you're running workflows that are off of a SharePoint list when an item is created, it does take a significantly more amount of time. Now we see it really cooking here. So we should see this is a test post. There it is. So now we can see that our flow has been successfully recreated, edited, and deployed. So like I was about to say, it is important when you are using Power Automate workflows to know that it does take time for these workflows to kind of think themselves out a little bit. Patch commands and run commands through Power Apps are always going to be quicker than a SharePoint item created. But we didn't go over that today. We went over this and how to save and recreate a workflow quick just like that using the save as. Save as. It's not save a copy, which you'd think would be it, but it is just save as, which actually creates a copy of. If you want to see more of this, then you can go over to online365.academy or onlineacademy.cloud. They'll both go to the same spot. You'll see my full course on how to become a Power Platform power user. We also have master classes there. Business communication, introduction to DevOps, introduction to SharePoint. We are going to be posting the MS900 as well as the PL900 training courses there as well. We're going to have tons and tons of courses there for all levels, introductory all the way to power users there. So make sure you check it out. That is Online 365 Academy, online365.academy. That's how you get to it. Guys, thanks for hanging out. Make sure you like and subscribe. Hit the bell so you make sure you know when all these tips and tricks are coming out at you every Wednesday. Thanks for hanging out. Till next time, see you.
Hey there! Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications for all the latest videos from Capital Presence.